Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Anemone, if I pronounce that correctly. And this movie came out in 2025, starring Daniel Day-Lewis and Sean Penn. I was kind of curious to check this movie out because it's directed by his son, and I wanted to see a movie with Daniel Day-Lewis in it because I haven't seen him in anything for a while because he kind of took a break from acting and wanted to do other things. And I'll say this much about it. The acting was really good and convincing, especially Daniel Day-Lewis. I thought he did a great job in this movie. And the film looked pretty nice overall, and there are definitely things you can see in terms of what it's trying to go for and some stuff you can read into, but overall I didn't really take away much from this movie. I was just kind of appreciating it on the most surface level on most of everything, and that's about it. I don't understand why this movie needed to be 2 hours long. It did not justify its runtime, in my opinion. I was kind of bored and just passively watching it, and even when we got something that was a bit different, and you could clearly tell that the movie was trying to make some creative choices in terms of how you would show something, it just came across as kind of goofy and just, what are we doing here? And it was just off-putting to me and confusing as to what it was actually trying to say or represent. And I just felt unsatisfied once we got to those parts. And this film is filled with scenes of nothing happening, or characters just not even saying a thing to one another. Not that you can't make a compelling movie out of those types of things, but where I take issue with it is that it just doesn't seem as though it's either building to anything or in purpose of anything. Like a movie like Eraserhead, there's lots of parts of that movie where there's nothing happening, but at the very least you can tell it's building to something, and you can tell that there's a voice there, and even if things are confusing, you can tell kind of maybe somewhat in terms of what the movie is going for. Whereas this movie, I'm just kind of lost as to where we're supposed to be going at any given moment. There was a lot about this movie that made it feel like an incredibly long third act that just didn't know where to end. That was kind of frustrating to me. I just didn't understand the structure of the film as to why it needed to be structured in that way. I guess it was just trying to be different, but all in all, I just didn't understand what we were trying to go for, and it just felt like a huge swing and a miss for me. Where I can, at the very least, appreciate that you're trying to do something a bit different. However, the problem with that is when you take risks, they don't always pay off. But my other issues with this movie is that the characters were not interesting to me. There was nothing about the story that hooked me, and I was just thinking about other things while watching this film. I would much rather be watching Eraserhead. I would much rather be watching The Lighthouse if I want to watch a movie where two characters are just trapped in one location, and that's all we really get. And I also just watched this movie on 1.5 times speed on Netflix because I felt as though if I hadn't done that, then I would be wasting even more of my time. So it was just not a movie that connected with me. So unfortunately, I would not recommend that you check this movie out because I just don't feel as though it's offering anything all that special, and I just got nothing out of it. So with all that being said, I'm going to give Anemone, if I pronounced that correctly, a 4 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of Anemone, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Anaconda from 2025. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.